Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the DC Universe Annotated podcast. Now, on this episode, we're talking about a few cool things here. The first and foremost one is some of these additional Justice League Snyder Cut reshoots. Not reshoots, I guess, but additional filming. More so than reshoots, which is pretty cool. Just because we're going to get more of characters. I think when this whole Snyder Cut stuff first started, we didn't think they were going to actually do. Like Deathstroke is coming back at a larger capacity, supposedly. Jared Leto's Joker is coming back. So there's a pretty cool group of surprises in there that we'll touch upon and discuss. Also, some character descriptions for characters like Dr. Fate, who will be in the upcoming Black Adam movie. Then also some villain rumors for both Shazam 2 and Black Adam. And then we're going to round off this episode with the HBO Green Lantern series that's going to be on HBO Max. And basically just talking about, based on the news and comments that have been made by producers and showrunners, what we're hoping to see, what to kind of expect to see, things along that line. Now, if you'd like to hear the full audio version alongside the bonus fourth segment, which is about HBO's Max's Green Lantern series today, follow the podcast on Spotify and SoundCloud. Links will be in the video description. Or search DC Universe Annotated on Spotify and/or SoundCloud respectively. Those versions publish at noon Eastern time, same day as the 3 segments on YouTube, which for this podcast is Monday. But actually, before we get into it, let me introduce my co-host. For those who don't remember him from the last episode, but Jorge, how's it going? How's your weekend been so far?
It's been pretty good so far. How about you?
It's been, I was sick the last week or so, which wasn't great. Not COVID, which was, nice. But still, it's just it's always weird right now if you are sick, especially because I know it's flu season and it's starting to get colder. I mean, at least where I'm living, right? It's been kind of warm one day and it'll be cold the next day, which is a little confusing on the body maybe, but yeah, I mean, it's really scary right now because every time someone sneezes or coughs or does anything that could be misconstrued as COVID symptoms, everyone immediately is on high alert. You know what I mean? But luckily there's a testing site across from me. So, in terms of getting tested, it's pretty accessible. But yeah, I feel better now though. So happy that's over.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear about that.
Yeah. Do you have which one of these topics do you think, before we get into it, are you looking the most forward to talking about?
Personally, I'm looking forward to talking about the Green Lantern HBO show, just because I've been a big fan of Green Lantern since I was a little kid. So really looking forward to getting into that stuff.
Cool. All right, man. Yeah. So let's get into the first topic. I guess going in chronological order here. So Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I believe that's the official title. I know some people are like Justice League Snyder Cut, Justice League Director's Cut, but it looks like HBO is going to make it just officially called Zack Snyder's Justice League. And, a lot of people, for those that haven't been following developments for this film, it's not going to be released as a movie at first. It will be released as a multi-episodic, a special limited event series type of release. And basically, once that finishes, they'll also release the entire miniseries in, I guess, I don't know if it's going to be in a recut format or just everything compiled together, but they're also going to release it in an extremely 4-hour long film. So you can get it kind of both ways, but they've been doing some, not reshoots, but additional filming with new scenes that previously weren't in the prior release, which is really interesting because for the most part, we weren't told that they were going to do new scenes. You know what I mean? When they first announced the Zack Snyder's Justice League, the impression was that the filming was done. And really, it was just post-production in terms of visual effects, maybe some editing. And that was really it. There was no thought, I think, early on that they were actually going to have the actors come back and film. So there's been some rumors that Gal Gadot, who plays Wonder Woman, Henry Cavill plays Superman, that they're going to not come back for filming, more so as probably do some voice work, I guess. I mean, I know both of them are really busy. Like Henry is really busy with The Witcher because they're filming the new season of that for Netflix, and I think Gal is busy. I think she's doing. I don't think she's doing Cleopatra right now, but she's doing some other movie. I mean, they're all busy. Like she's doing a movie with The Rock right now. I know I saw a set photo of that, which was as of this week. But the people that are actually confirmed to have shown up to do filming, which is really interesting, is Amber Heard, who plays Mera from Aquaman, Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg, Ben Affleck, who plays Batman, and Jared Leto, who plays Joker. And now we have the news that the actor Joe Manganiello, I always am like kind of on the fence if I mispronounce his name or not, but he played Deathstroke. For those that don't remember from the post-credits, I think it was a post-credits scene, right? Like it wasn't. Yeah, I think it was post-credits. Yeah, anyways, he played Deathstroke. I would say like
right before the credit scenes, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So he played Deathstroke in the film, and pretty much the context initially around his cameo, so to speak, was going to set up a solo film for Ben Affleck's Batman, which, Deathstroke would be the main villain of. And I think if I remember correctly, part of the plot was going to be after the events of Justice League, Lex Luthor is able to get out of prison. After the events of Batman v Superman, by the end of Justice League, Lex Luthor is out of prison and he hires Deathstroke to kill Batman. If I remember that correctly, I think that's what it was, which is why Deathstroke appears in that scene with Lex Luthor. But obviously, a lot of those plans have kind of gone sideways since the release of Justice League. But, it'll be interesting to see how they fit them all together. I heard, Jorge, you remember those like nightmare vision sequences they had?
Oh, yeah, about their moms. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I heard a rumor that Deathstroke and the Joker, like a lot of these new films, they're just more of those like future nightmare scenes. They're not really like new Justice League present day scenes, even though I heard they are going to actually film the Martian Manhunter cameo after all. Even though, to be honest with you, I feel like I like that idea of a Martian Manhunter cameo, but it might be best left out of the movie if you're not making a sequel. You know what I mean? Like if we're not going to get a sequel that fully shows us Martian Manhunter, it's like,
what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
it's like a character that a lot of people enjoy and want to see on the big screen, but they're going to use him and not use him to his full potential, which I see why you'd be kind of upset about that.
Yeah. To be honest, there's a huge rumor going on right now that they are going to make a new version, like a director's cut, kind of like with Justice League. They're going to do something similar for the Suicide Squad. The first one that came out, directed by David Ayer, just because that, just like, the whole Zack Snyder situation, there was a lot of studio meddling and things were changed behind the scenes.
I heard there was a lot of like Joker scenes that were cut from the film too, and that's why Jared Leto was like upset initially at first.
Yeah, no, exactly. Even though, to be honest, I don't know how they would do it, but to a certain extent, I wonder if they're going to use some of those extra Joker scenes and they're just going to put it into the Zack Snyder's Justice League. Since, if it's going to be like a mini series, I don't think runtime is going to be as much of an issue. So if you have those extra scenes on the cutting table that you can use, I mean, that'd be kind of cool to give some more backstory to the, I guess, Joker Batman dynamic within this universe, especially if this will be the last time we see Ben Affleck's Batman. That'd be kind of cool, I think, to get that.
No, yeah, I agree with that statement, but I also think for that to happen, I think those story would have to like correlate somehow because like you said, like since these are going to be like the dream sequences stories, that I'm kind of finding having a hard time having a Joker in those storylines because I didn't really see him. Like I guess I would have to see it first to see how he would fit in it. Like maybe he like in those dream sequences, like he's like taking over Gotham in the future, something like that. Like that would be pretty cool to see. Like a Gotham taking over a Gotham taken over by Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially because they kind of went really heavy on the kind of criminal underground crime boss angle with his version of the Joker. That'd be really cool to see, with, well, I guess technically Birds of Prey takes place after, so Black Mask will still be alive. But it'd be kind of cool to see if, Black Mask and every other, I guess, criminal kingpin in Gotham City, like if they were taken out in this universe and Joker was the undisputed ruler of the criminal underground, kind of like what that would look like, and like that kind of war against crime, so to speak, with Batman. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I've always, I'm really curious to see just how they format this series, because they have a $70 million budget for all these things. I think, let me read this here. Is 70 million just for, okay, 70 million is for everything. It's for the additional filming. It's for post-production. It's for, any, ADR they have to do, all that stuff. So, I mean, it's definitely really expensive. I mean, it's kind of funny actually, because for $70 million, they probably could have greenlit a bunch of other projects, but Warner Brothers, I think, looks smart in hindsight for using that 70 mil on this instead of, let's say, 3-4 indie level, medium, low budget movies, because with COVID happening, those low budget indie movies, maybe like medium budget movies, right? Like 15-20 mil dollar range, they probably won't get really any views for the most part, because theaters are closed. And if you release it on Netflix right now, it will get views based on the lead actors, but not anywhere close to the viewership and the publicity and marketing merchandise you could sell from Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, HBO, Warner, DC, they're looking kind of smart in hindsight right now for gambling, I think, on this. In terms of the reshoots, or not reshoots, but the additional filming and Deathstroke and Joker and all that stuff, do you think they might be willing to keep this universe going? I mean, I know they're doing like the Flashpoint movie and stuff like that, but do you think they might be willing to do like I'm not saying a Ben Affleck Batman spinoff, but keep the universe alive outside of Aquaman and Shazam?
I think it would be pretty cool to see, especially because there's so many characters that they could bring into the universe, and like we said, this is I feel there's so many stuff that have not been talked about. Like one thing I've always thought about the Justice League movies was what happened to Robin or anything like that. Yeah. So I'm hoping to whatever happened to if the relationship with Batman or maybe we don't know which Robin it is. Could be Dick Grayson, Jason Todd. What's their relationship like right now? Because I remember in the Justice League movie, I think we saw the Robin mantle somewhere in the Batcave, but we never knew anything about it. Me as a Batman fan, I was really curious. Where's Robin? Is he now Batwing? I mean, not Batwing, Nightwing. Is it Jason Todd dead, or is it Tim Drake right now? Which I want to know which Robin are we at, and what's up with any of them if we're at all three. So I think it'd be pretty cool to see that happen, those type of storylines happen, and I'm pretty sure they could add in just many other characters, and yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to see that happen, but I think it'd also be very difficult for that to happen as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know from what I remember correctly, from people I talked to, the original, not the vision, but the original kind of thing that was laid out with Robin and stuff was Dick Grayson was Robin. He was killed by the Joker. And that is why Joker went to, I guess Arkham Asylum, right? And then that's where he met Harley Quinn, which they showed in the Suicide Squad movie and all that stuff. And they kind of merged the whole Dick Grayson with Jason Todd thing in terms of using that as why Batman became more violent and more, I guess, darker and stuff like that, which you could argue leaves the door open for like a Tim Drake kind of Robin if they wanted to do it in the Ben Affleck universe future. But at the same time, I don't think they would ever do a Robin because I just don't think they felt, it didn't really seem like they were setting up a Robin. You know what I mean? Which, I gotta say, is so weird to me because if you look at the comics, Robin has been there since even, I think, before the Joker. Like Dick Grayson Robin, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's so weird to me that we get so many Batman adaptations, live action or not, and you see the Joker and you see all these villains introduced way before Batman, way before Robin is even introduced. So I find it really interesting, but I understand why they do it. It's easier to just focus on the one protagonist and everything, but
it just does kind of bother me that they just like have that one like piece of evidence, like, hey, Robin was real at one point at some point in this universe, but like we're never gonna know what happened to him. Like it does like kind of bother me that they did that, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I almost think it's, if they can, it'd be kind of cool. Like since we talked about it, right? Like they're doing these new Nightmare scenes. I think it'd be really cool if maybe for one of them they have Batman like with a new Robin. That'd be kind of cool, I think, just to, I mean, I don't know, they can call that Robin, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Carrie Kelly, I mean, whatever they want, right? But I think it'd be kind of cool just to kind of, go off what you're saying, right? Like, not just leaving that in thin air. That'd be kind of cool, actually. I kind of wish they did that.
Man. Yeah, and like I also heard there was like rumors apparently that like Jared Leto's Joker was Batman's old Robin, but I don't know which one it was. I gotta look up the rumor again, but yeah.
Yeah. Like Dick Grayson went crazy or something and became the Joker, but I think that was debunked. I don't think, because I know a lot of people thought that because of the tattoos the Joker had. And they thought the tattoos were like hinting his backstory and stuff like that and like his origin. But he only had the tattoos because he killed Robin, not because he was Robin, which was supposed to be like the whole joke. And like that's why like his teeth were all broken up and stuff. And he had like the grills because supposedly Batman like broke all of his teeth. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, the Jared Leto Joker is really interesting because the dude has like damage tattooed on his forehead. I mean, the dude's a character. Just based on his appearance, he's a mood, I guess you would say.
Yeah, he's not my favorite Joker, but I think he's a very interesting portrayal of the Joker.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I just feel like Jared Leto had an unfair shake. You know what I mean? Like he filmed a lot of scenes, and a lot of those scenes were cut. I mean, it's hard to really judge him 100% when even the director of the movie is saying, yeah, we filmed a lot more. They were pretty good altogether, but out of context in different pieces, it's kind of incoherent.
I guess my final thoughts on this piece would be like, I think it's going to be very interesting once these like episodic releases come out and like we finally get to know more about the actual Zack Snyder's vision for Justice League. So yeah, I guess I'll just leave it off at that.
Sweet. Yeah, and everyone, thanks for listening to this episode. I promise future episodes will be more organized in terms of like, less pauses, I guess. But you guys probably won't hear it because I'll edit it out. But yeah, thanks for listening. Comment below your favorite segment, and we'll catch you next week.